Sweet.
Preparing to live
Do
stream.
this.
Oh, I see the little corner.
Yeah.
Guys, I brought candy for everybody.
I'll take one.
I'm just gonna reach through the screen.
Just throw it at me. It's fine.
Right.
Hit me with your best shot. Justin, start us up, buddy.
Yep. I'm waiting for it to say that we're live, and then I'm gonna hit record, and we're
Oh.
gonna start.
Wait, hold on.
I should have made like a candy hat.
I love you, Val.
Yeah.
That's
Not fast enough.
Okay. Are we ready? We're ready. Everyone's ready.
Never.
We're ready. We're
Never
always
ready.
ready. We're always ready, Steve. I don't know what you're talking
Ready.
Ready,
Oh, okay.
steady, go.
Party.
Welcome to another episode of the 3-episode podcast. Tonight we are doing our second episode in our spooky trio. We're going to be talking about spooky and scary things in media and TV. That includes like thrillers and paranormal activity things and horror movies and whatever else we want to throw under that genre. But you know, those movies that you don't want to watch alone, the movies that make you have nightmares. That's the kind of stuff that we're going to be talking about. We'll dip a little bit into video games too, because I have that, because it's an all media type thing tonight. So we'll dip a little into video games as well, but we'll focus more on movies and TV. As usual, I am your host, Justin. My brother has disappeared, so I'm not going to introduce him.
Hello!
Oh, there he is.
He's the Invisible Man!
That was scary.
Oh, yes.
Justin, not to
Spooky.
interrupt the introductions, but you know what's going to be really fun is when this finally comes out in just audio form and everybody at home's like, what the fuck is going on? Which, folks at home, would be a lot of fun if you joined us when we do these live, so that one, you get to see these like 3.5 months in advance, and two,
We're
you're
not
ready.
that far behind, you ass.
It's only like 2
Damn.
weeks.
It's only
but-
2.5.
Mom, Dad, when you fight.
Anyway, that's my brother, Ryan.
Oh!
The one that's giving me a bunch of fucking sass is John.
Hey.
Hello.
We have Val in the awesome makeup. And again, another reason to watch us live or watch our videos over again on YouTube.
Hi, everybody.
We have Steve.
Morning.
And then, John, do you want to introduce your guest?
I do. This is my very good friend and one of my recommendations from the previous week. This is Sinatra herself, Mrs. Jess Core. She's such a
Hello.
sweetheart. And
So-
so
do you want to tell our listeners why you brought her on?
so she is a lover of all things spook and just everything that we've talked about and that we've been kind of chatting about. I thought she'd be a perfect little guest to have on. You actually might be seeing her again on the next upcoming trio as well, because she is also a lover of all things Bethesda.
Nice.
I love them.
That sounds good. I'm probably gonna have to grab what is it? Trying to think what the with the girl and the monster in the city. God damn it! Why can't I think of the fucking games?
Dishonored?
No, those
No,
are
in the city.
too.
The one with the big, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't play video games, though.
BioShock?
Yeah. BioShock.
That's not
Yes.
Bethesda, but close enough.
That's not Bethesda. Okay, so then
Um,
I don't. I was gonna say if that's Bethesda, I'm gonna have to grab that pack and play a little bit before we.
Oh,
Because I'm not.
Before we get started,
Yes.
I have the perfect drink to enjoy with
I was
your.
about to. I was literally about to do that. I was trying to find an ice, like an ice clicking on glass thing to introduce your segment.
Here, I'll do it
Like,
for you.
new thing. There you go.
So,
So,
the
And it's
only
now
thing I-
time. It's now time for what are you drinking, John?
So I'm actually making the perfect concoction for a spooktacular film, which is a dark and stormy. So very simple. It's 2 to 3 ingredients. The third ingredient, which is optional, is lime juice, which I've got just a standard roses sweetened lime juice. You can use this or nothing at all. I got just a ginger beer for goslings. And what you're going to do is nice iced up glass, touch of lime juice already in there. You're just going to take this ginger beer, just pour it right in.
hmm.
So folks at home, what you see right now is just a glass full of ginger beer, which is fine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a dark rum. This is where the dark part of the thing is. I'm using a spiced rum tonight. It's a Jolly Roger.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You've had some stories, huh?
Spice Rum and I are divorced.
Gotcha.
I don't like
so,
rum.
So what you do is you just then take this, just float it right on top. And what happens usually is you get a nice darkness on top and a lightness on the bottom. And it's a perfect little combination.
I used to drink
Very
dark
nice.
stormies when I was when my parents used to have their boat down in Rhode Island, and I felt like a real Rhode Island trash person, and they were delicious. And then I drank too many, and now I don't drink spice rum anymore.
I feel as though there's a place in Massachusetts that I can relate it to, but I can't say it out loud because don't want to get shot. I will say I won't go to a certain area where there's a river that might fall, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's where my parents had their boat.
Oh, that's not New Jersey. Or that's
Over by
not.
Battleship Cove. Yeah, we used to fucking get hammered over there.
Okay, so we're gonna start the actual part of the show off, and we're gonna start it off like we usually do when we're talking about stuff like that, and go around and say what our favorite scary or spooky or whatever movie or TV show is. You can give us one of each, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so we usually do this like when we're talking about some kind of blank, it's like your favorite of whatever it is. So that is what we're going to start off with. John, I'm just randomly looking at you. So why don't you give us your favorite scary movie, TV show, or both?
I'm gonna. So I have two. One of them is I mostly just watch it on YouTube, and it's just one dude who's super into like demons and ghosts and stuff, and it's where all the memes come from. It goes, "What's up, demons? It's me, your boy," and I'm blanking on the name of it. That's why I had it.
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
I think yeah, it was that one, and it's like, "Goat man, I dance on your bridge, goat man," and he's like, "Please don't." The other guy's just like, "Please don't torment this demon. I really no, please don't." So that's like my guilty pleasure. Just like it's funny for me, but it's also like a little bit terrifying. The one that sucked me in for like a solid 60 episodes on YouTube was called Marble Hornets. And the premise of this was, and I was going to make this my background. The premise of this is this guy was working on an independent film, and he started just falling further and further and further into like psychosis and craziness. And it turned out that Slender Man was the whole basis behind it. It's absolutely God-forsaking, terrifying for when it came out, which was like 2009 or so. And it's absolutely just, it's wonderful. It gets to a point where it's like, all right, I see where this is going. And then the video game that came out was kind of based off that.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Val, why don't you go next?
Oh, I'm glad I'm not in the middle of eating candy.
Oh man, I'll stall for you for 10 seconds.
Okay, so I have three because yeah. So
Just breaking all the rules, Val.
it's fine. That's what I do. I have a huge horror boner for Ari Aster and everything that he does. So like Midsommar and Hereditary, I think are some of the most incredible modern horror films of all time. And then one of the things that made me get into so Ari Aster, I just think his approach to horror is so cerebral and so different than anything else that's like in the horror genre that everything he touches to me is like mwah, chef's kiss. One of the things that got me into horror and the horror genre and actually like effects, makeup, and like why I like doing what I have on my face right now was The Exorcist. Which like it's so deeply scary. I think I've seen it over 100 times, and it's still so deeply scary to me. And like just the practical effects hold up so well. Like when was it made in the 80s?
Yeah,
It
70s?
was early 80s.
70s, I think.
Early 80s.
So just
All right, hang on. Let me Google this on camera.
Yeah, come on, Google.
So just to pause you really quick, Val, the scene where I don't remember the character's name, but when she throws the mother, I
Reagan?
think it is. You know that scene where she throws the mother and the mother screams?
Mhm.
That's known as one of there's a YouTube channel called Watch Mojo, and one of the things they did was the top 10 on-screen like injuries, and she really got thrown. She really hurt herself. She like threw out her shoulder or something like that.
Dude,
And that
I-
scream of pain is a real scream of pain.
I will do you one better. In The Exorcist. So
1973, by the way.
okay, awesome. So like the practical effects have held up for fucking decades and decades. So there's God, I'll have to find it and recommend it, but there was this podcast, like 10-part podcast on the making of The Exorcist that I listened to. And you know the scene where she's in the bed and she's like thrashing back and
Yep.
forth. So they had this apparatus during the movie. It was almost like a brace that had her in the front and in the back, and it was like it was like a mechanical effect that was thrashing her back and forth. But it was so painful, and like she was being jarred so much that like that also, when you're seeing her screaming, thrashing back and forth, she's screaming in pain and had like not severe, but like injuries as a result. There's so many injuries that happened during the making of The Exorcist. So many things got fucked up. But I just love this because it's just so it just oh my gosh, it's why I love horror. And then for TV, The Haunting of Hill House, because of the way that it's, I don't know, the storytelling is just so beautiful. They intertwine, like a lot of times with horror, I feel like they lean away from storytelling. And I feel like Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, just like it's beautiful storytelling. And it's not so much a horror. It also steps outside of like the horror genre into like something more than one genre. So those are mine.
Cool.
Spider-Man. Neat.
Ryan, I know that you're not a huge horror fan per se.
This
just
little
like,
bitch.
like
Well, I am a Stanley Kubrick fan, so of
Ah.
course, The Shining
Hell yeah.
is an insanely great horror movie, and has
So
a lot
just-
of really interesting background storylines. As
Uh-huh.
far as that, like Stanley Kubrick didn't give a fuck about his actors and actresses, so
Dude,
he
Shelley
really,
Duvall.
Absolutely not.
yeah, he fucked with her so bad on purpose. Like he was just like, I'm
Didn't
not
he
letting you
keep them
sleep,
up
I'm
for
not
like
letting you do
36
shit."
hours before filming a scene
Yeah.
at one point? Yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
And they
films-
like redid a scene like over 200 times or something. The
Yep.
whole
Yep.
scene where she's like, stay away, stay away. They redid it
Yeah.
like 200 plus times.
Yeah.
There's a behind the scenes footage of when Jack Nicholson chops through the door and
Yeah.
watching him get psyched up to do that scene. Like she's legitimately terrified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's I love it because he's just like, you know how like you can like spin like a thing where like, again, visual medium, sorry folks at home, I have a TV remote and I'm just rotating it. Just like he's
And
doing
dropping.
this with the axe.
Yeah.
And it's so terrifying to watch Jack Nicholson, who I equate to anger management because I'm also a weak bitch when it comes to scary films, doing that. And he's just getting psyched up to do it. And then he's just like, I'm doing it. And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm out.
Did you guys see
Oh.
Shelley Duvall recently on the Dr. Phil show?
I
No.
did. It was sad.
It was so sad what she's turned into, and I swear to God, Kubrick had something to do with it.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
And Dr. Phil exploited her. Like she still believes Robin Williams is alive.
She's just like off
It's
the
awful. It's sad.
she's off her rocker.
Interesting.
I would also say another one of a horror movie that I actually kind of got into and I could actually watch and enjoy is Cabin in the Woods. I think
Because
Cabin
it's not
in
a
the
horror
Woods is like,
film, though.
Yes,
yeah,
it,
it's
you,
I mean,
like-
technically it is.
Let me
Comedy.
defend
Or
this
a
because
comedy.
that's exactly. It's more to me. It's more of a comedy. It's all the tropes of a horror film.
uh-huh.
It's not so much like it's not a comedy in the sense that Scary Movie is a horror comedy, but
Yeah.
I don't equate it to be like a horror film. Like I love the scene at the very end. Spoilers, by the way, folks, for a 12 or 13-year-old film at this point.
Yeah.
When they release all the monsters and all the guards are in like the main hall and the elevator doors open and just all the monsters eat them. and then later on a unicorn skewers a guy to death. Like, that's hilarious to me.
Okay,
That,
Ryan, do you know about Kevin from that movie?
No.
So Kevin is one of the so in Cabin in the Woods, there's a lot of, without spoiling too much, there's a lot of things that attack people. And you know that when they're taking bets on that big board?
Yep.
you mean
One-
the meme every month now?
Yeah. So that at the very bottom, there's something that no one has voted for, and that is Kevin. Kevin
Yeah.
has 0 votes, and Kevin is apparently just like a Norman Bates type dude. And he's not even in the movie. I think he might be in like a deleted scene. But anytime someone sends me that picture and says, pick your favorite, I always pick Kevin. Because like you don't ever hear about him, but that's just a character development that's just in the movie that you don't ever see him.
Yeah.
Kevin's my favorite part of that movie.
I wonder if that's a reference to. I think is it called something's the matter with Kevin, where it's about that kid who's just a homicidal maniac. I wonder if it's a reference to that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna look that up. But I think he was like, his character look was like a Norman Bates type normal dude in like a button down.
Huh.
But that's just that's my favorite tidbit about that movie. Also the bong that turns into a, what is it? The coffee mug bong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ass.
Oh,
Yeah. See,
it's,
I'm not
it's a
huge
good
on
film. It's wonderful in all intents. Again, my gripe with that film is, and we've talked about it on the podcast before, is when Chris fucking, what's his name? When Thor tries to jump the motorcycle over the chasm and the force
Yeah.
field he hits. I would have loved it so much more if I didn't see the eagle hit it earlier in the film.
Yep.
Oh
But-
yeah. Yeah, but
That- but-
they needed that.
I mean, I disagree, but I understand why they did it. That's
It's
kind of where I'm at.
It's foreshadowing, John. It's a thing.
You're right, by the way. It is a reference to We Need to Talk About Kevin. Well done.
Ooh,
You're
what a
right.
guess.
Nice.
So it's a combination between like Sin City's Kevin, Norman Bates from Psycho, and We Need to Talk About Kevin.
So just all the
Yeah,
creepy
sweet.
Kevins.
Yeah, all the fucking
All wrapped into one.
sociopathic white dudes.
That reminds me of another movie. You talking about Norman Bates and stuff like that. That is kind of a horror comedy kind of thing. I can't remember what the exact name of it was, but Ryan Reynolds did a movie where he was basically a Norman Bates character
Oh,
killing women.
no,
and
it's
he
the
was
one where they're
talking
talking. The animals are talking to him.
He's talking to his dog and his cat. His dog is the good person, and his cat is the evil person, and they keep
It's the
telling him to kill
angel and
people.
devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, that's an extremely good movie. Also, I just can't.
I've
remember.
never heard of that. What is that
I've
called?
never heard of that either.
I'm The Voices. It is called The Voices.
Okay, well that's on the list.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a
definitely.
serial killer, and
have
the
to watch
dog is
that.
his angel, and the cat is his devil. And the cat's
Of course
basically
it's the
telling him to
cat.
kill more people, and the dog is saying, no, don't do it anymore.
At one
Ma-
point, he decapitates this girl, and he has her head in the fridge, and she continues talking to him after whatever, takes her head off.
Decapitation.
And like he'll open the fridge and she'll start screaming at him at one point, and he slams the fridge closed again.
That reminds, I don't mean to take away from the last two real quick, but there's a new game out called Phasmophobia, where
Okay,
it's basically Ghost Hunters the video game.
nice.
Ooh.
And you
They also
play-
have Ghostbusters, the video.
yeah, but
They
we all
remastered
saw how the
version.
last film went.
We don't talk about the last film.
Oh, we don't talk about that. I'm a woman and we don't talk about that.
No.
But I mean, just like I joked about the BuzzFeed thing, like the people that I watch on YouTube play it again. It's Mr. Fruit and the guys who played Among Us. They walk into like, Mike Jones, are you here, Mike Jones? And they're just like, and Mike Jones like pops up and he's like about to murder them and like pull the crucifix out. And he's like, no, fuck off, Mike Jones.
So we're gonna leave Steve for last because I know he's gonna have some B-rated fucking like
Ain't nothing wrong with
weird
that.
fucking.
Why?
There's nothing
Why-
wrong with it, but I want to hear something normal from someone who.
Here's
mean,
the thing, though, is I think I know
so
what Jess is gonna
Jess.
say.
Jess, what is your favorite? We're gonna leave the weird one for last.
I think it still is going to be a weird B movie because I know Jess well enough and I remember her Instagram post from like 6 months ago randomly. Jess,
Oh,
is it
God.
Killer Clowns? Is it Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
No,
Damn it!
actually. So I have two, a favorite like horror show and then a movie. My horror show would have to be Lovecraft Country. It's the newest HBO show. It's available on Hulu HBO, and it's actually on sale. Like I only pay $17 for HBO and my Hulu. And it's basically it takes place in the 60s, so like civil rights. I forget the name of the location. I'm drawing a blank on it, but it's about this guy named Atticus who finds out he has like magic in his family lineage from like slaves and everything. And it's very HP Lovecrafty. There's monsters. Cthulhu's in the first episode. So it's
That's a
really
win.
good. A huge win. Like they started right off the bat with Cthulhu and I was
Daddy,
sold.
please.
That's how you do a pilot.
Yes. And like he explodes. It's really cool. It's like a whole dream sequence where he's in it. But it also like has a lot of real like because it takes place during the civil rights, so it does deal a lot of, you know, racism and all that stuff. So it can be dark because they do talk about true things that did happen. But it's really good. The season finale was yesterday. I have not watched it yet because I don't want it to end. But that would be my like recommendation. It's also based off a book by the same name. And I like, you know, having the main character be a person of color because H.P. Lovecraft himself was very racist. So I think it's a nice like middle finger to him.
You know, there's that one dude in like Alabama who doesn't know how to read. He's like, God damn it, that's supposed to shit. I'm boycotting it. Meh." And then he's also
yeah.
just like finger picks his banjo, like bada ding 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 ding
Mhm.
ding ding.
And also finger picks his sister.
Hi-oh.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
cat.
There-
Hi.
Put the
there's
soundbite in.
also not to sidetrack you, but there's also the opposite example of that with Roald Dahl, where the original the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie
Oh,
was
yeah.
black. And then
Yeah.
when they made the movie, they're
What?
like, no, we have to whitewash this entire thing.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yes, I'll send you that picture. It's
That was the
pretty
whole
good,
point
interesting.
of that book.
Yeah, that was the whole point. Was
Aw.
that like the poor black kid got the entire factory? Yeah.
Well, that makes me really sad.
You don't
Yeah.
get nice
Aw.
things shot. You know what though? Is I'm glad that a white kid got it because now he has to deal with all the fucking lawsuits afterwards.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, where
OSHA who?
Like
Got it.
Willy Wonka, thank you for your factory. Yeah, good luck, Charlie. You just got 4 kids just died in your factory. Enjoy.
Yeah.
You
like-
you've absolutely demolished the roof of the building. There's broken glass in all the candy.
Hey, just
It's a new flavor texture. All right.
oh, I don't like that at all. Oh, that's the worst
Ew.
flavor everlasting gobstopper. Quick aside, there's another YouTube like channel, and what they do is they take G-rated things and they fuck them up. So one of them was they took all the deaths from Willy or all the
Wait,
Willy
wait,
Wonka.
wait. What you're talking about is Corridor Digital.
Thank you. I couldn't remember
Yes.
the name.
Yes,
Um,
and they do a lot
what-
more than that.
I know, but that's the one
Another
that stands out
focus.
to me.
It's like something that they fucked with for a day and they've done 3 times now. But yeah,
Yeah.
go on, keep going.
The best one to me is the Willy Wonka one because they then take like when Violet, chews the gum and blows up like a blueberry, she just pops.
She actually pops.
Yeah.
Oh.
When Willy or when Charlie and his grandpa Joe drink the fizzy juice, the fizzy lifting juice, they
Well, those kids are never mentioned again. When
Yeah.
they disappear in the
No.
factory. Like in the book, they're never mentioned again. It's never mentioned like what happened to them. It's basically you're made to. assume
it is. It's mentioned.
Not in the
Oh, is
book.
it?
No.
In the
Are
book,
they-
it is. In the very last chapter, it's like a quick, like 2-paragraph thing, and it's a throwaway thing just to say
I
that
could
they're
have.
alive.
Okay, so then it's something that I missed because I could have sworn the last time I read it they did not mention them at all.
You have to bear with me. The last time I read that book, when I was in 4th grade, so it was roughly 2000. And there's a quick one-liner where Mike TV, because he gets shrunken down, they do the stretching thing on the taffy. He's a little bit taller than he once was, so that he said there's a throwaway line. It's like he'd be pretty good at basketball now.
Oh.
So
They
yes, you
do
had another thing though. I interrupted you.
Yeah, sorry.
that.
Oh, so my second, which would be like my horror movie. It's hard to choose one just because I love all of them, but the Evil Dead series, the originals,
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
love them. I can't tell you how many times I've rewatched the second one because that one's really funny but really messed up.
Yeah, they do a good job of being like fucking terrifying, but also you're like, why am I laughing? I'm like laughing with a fear boner. I don't know what's going on.
I shouldn't
To-
be laughing right
To
now.
this day, Ash versus the Evil Dead is probably one of my favorite films. Because I'm such a medievalist at heart. Like, I mean, Jess, I know you saw my minis last week where I was building, but like I genuinely love like medieval knights and things like that. And so when there was just a Deadite army attacking, I was like, oh boy,
Yep.
I'm gonna watch this.
It's so good. It's because I watched the remake originally first, the 2013 remake, and I remember seeing the trailers and I was like, oh my god, this movie's messed up because I watched the Red Band trailer, which was like the trailer where they show all the gross, like scary stuff. And I watched it and I was like, why does this girl have a chainsaw in her hand near the end of the movie? And then I saw the originals and I was like, oh, it makes so much sense. That's why.
This is my boomstick.
Okay, Steve, give us yours.
All right. So for TV
Teeth?
series,
Is your movie Teeth?
Why? Why do you
No.
have to say
Oh.
that?
Oh,
What you just said is worse than every picture that you put on
Oh.
YouTube for us to watch last
Oh,
week.
I like that.
Teeth could be my runner-up if you would like.
Please don't.
Uh-huh.
I don't want Justin to put a picture on the screen.
Do it.
Oh,
Do it.
No,
Justin, please don't.
he's going to one way or another.
Oh, he's
Uh-huh.
looking right now. I hate you.
Yeah, yeah,
God
yeah,
Yes,
damn
he
it.
is.
I can't see
Uh,
the picture, so I'm very
well,
happy.
Jess,
No, it'll pop up.
Jess, what you
Oh, it
don't
will
know.
on Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the way to do it where he can just share image to everybody. And of
Just
course, the
because-
problem is that I can close my eyes and not look at the meeting, but I have the YouTube video playing in the
Oh.
background to like give us an extra view.
Should I just make it the background of my Zoom?
I mean, you could.
While we're at, hey Joe, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're about to see this.
I can't actually find a picture of the actual thing, so I'm not gonna
thank-
hurt you with it.
Glory
All
D.
right. But my favorite TV show, I'm gonna have to give it to Buffy the Vampire Slayer because that's kind of what got me onto the whole train of like cryptids in general. Well, more vampires and spooky things. But my movie would probably have to be The Candyman.
That's a good one.
That one. That one scares me.
God damn it.
Oh God, there it is.
Yeah.
No.
The deflowering.
Ugh.
John, that's
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
That's not bad at all. I don't know what he's talking about.
Because
It's
you
her
watched it?
flower.
Vagina denta.
Have
Vagina-
you- Justin,
Hot
have you-
wait, hang on.
Have
I
you
have to
watched-
bring this back to Fallout for a minute. Jess, you've played New Vegas, right? It's the 10-year birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
You
Yes.
you remember the oh god, I'm looking at it now on the YouTubes. God damn it. You remember the part when you find the Weathers family, right?
Oh my god, yeah, and you can
And-
tell the slave people, they're like, she's got vagina denta. They're like, ugh.
What?
We don't
Oh
want
no.
her.
Wait, so what's your movie, Steve? I don't think we actually.
The Candyman.
The Candyman. Okay, interesting.
So
I'm excited for that remake.
They're making a remake of it.
Yeah, Jordan Peele, the guy who directed Get Out, is directing the new Candyman.
Is he the funny one or the angry one?
I don't know, but he makes very, very scary movies.
The problem is, and this is again me showing who I am as a person because I don't remember names very well. I don't remember which one is Key and which one is Peel.
I don't either.
I just remember
I'm
that
really
one of
bad
them
at
plays
names, too.
Luther, who is Obama's anger translator, and I love him.
Key is or no, Peel. No, wait, sorry.
Jordan Peele is the one who made like Get Out.
Yes, Jordan Peele.
Yeah, but I don't what I'm saying is like to bring them to my mind's eye, I don't remember who is who.
Shorter one, rounder face. Keegan-Michael Key
Actually has hair.
Keegan-Michael
Yes.
Key is taller, has like more of a slender build.
He played Coach Hines.
I
Yes.
don't know.
You done
Yes.
fucked up,
Jordan Peele.
Ron. There we go.
Jordan
Okay.
Peele.
That's all right. That's who I was thinking.
Perfect.
Yeah, has hair.
Yes.
Cool. Justin, now put a
Has hair.
picture of Coach Hines.
Coach Hines.
Yeah,
Okay.
from Mad TV. He'll find it. Oh, really, Yamanashi? Oh, really?
Oh yes, this guy. Yep.
We never thought it was you.
But this Coach Hines just reminds me. I don't know about his outfit or something like that, but he just reminds me of
The
Stewart.
UPS
So
man?
much. No, Stewart.
Look what I can
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, that's a bad picture.
Well, I mean, they mostly all are going to be probably, but
Okay.
So, yeah.
So my second question, now that we've gone through favorites, I have a bunch of questions and we're getting through them very slowly. So
No.
I,
I'm shocked.
I mean, we are, but this is quality content right here.
yeah, no, it's fine.
It's a solid 30 minutes of podcasting we've got here.
So I have
folks.
a nice, I have a nice discussion question. For a scary movie, is it better for it to just scare you, or is it better for it to have some kind of thrill aspect to it, like a thriller?
psychological thriller.
Psychological thrill.
I do not like I don't like jump scares. I would rather a movie not have jump scares.
Right. So
Yep.
this is the difference between a movie that's scary for the sake of being scary, or a movie that has some kind of like thrill aspect to it.
Yeah, I don't like jump scares. I think they're cheap.
I
No.
feel like the difference is all right. So weird
Ooh.
example. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's Coach Hines. That's Coach Hines to the T. I love him. He's wonderful. I feel like the difference is it's kind of like the Saw films. The first couple movies were awesome because like you had some like creepy
First two.
plot. Well, I'd actually go maybe the third one as well, but not
Eh.
quite so much. The first 2.5. If you watch the first two Saw films, like you get some cool plot and some cool backstory. And like the traps are there, sure, but like that's not like the focus of them. Once Saw 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Jigsaw come out, it's all just gore porn.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the difference.
And-
Like,
The Saw films really started the whole gore porn kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
because-
that movement. Because there was movies that were like that. But if you remember when those later Saws came out, they started releasing and making like gore porn, like specifically movies for that reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Mhm,
just
yeah.
to show people dying, and you know people paid for it. So
yeah,
it
I
was-
mean, look at Hostel.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Hostel
Yo!
is actually one of
Perfect
these
example.
one of these
That's
examples that I can talk about where it's like, is it
When-
scary?
that's
Absolutely.
the scene where she cuts the eye string.
Oh,
I'm still not over that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thing that's
but-
holding her eye on, and then it just like there's like
Yep.
yellow.
Yep.
I love the sound effects. Oh my god, I am totally gonna go through that episode and find that sound effect. Just so you know.
I
Um,
just don't understand how people how you really enjoy watching that though. Like
Yeah.
that freaks
Uh,
me the fuck out. Like
It,
I would be able to like feel that happening, and I would be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need to watch.
Yeah,
this
see,
shit."
that's
I
the
mean-
issue. That's the issue. When I watch something like that, that's one of the reasons that I can't watch like these horror like things happening, because I feel it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will shiver because of it, but I also like I smile because of it. Damn cat.
I gotta say, like, though, looking at my own lifetime, granted I just turned 30 last week. In my time, I've had Saving Private Ryan, which is probably the worst
Oh.
knife death in my life, which is the dude who slowly has a knife plunged into him.
yeah.
That
Yep.
scene alone is solely the reason I cannot watch the Saw series.
Wait, that's the part of Saving Private Ryan that upsets you?
Yes.
The part where the guy's looking for his fucking arm and picking it up and
No,
walking.
that doesn't bother me one bit. It's solely the slow descent of the knife into the man's chest cavity.
Am I going nuts?
I for that one scene alone is the reason I do not watch the Saw series, or it's not Saw, excuse me, the scary not Scary Movie either, the Scream series. It's also the reason why if I'm ever murdered on the street, I sincerely hope it's not via knife.
Or at least not a slow knife.
Yeah, I would rather just be shot in the face and just have it over with than
What about those deaths? Because I just watched. We're watching Blacklist right now, which was going to be a recommendation up until this last Sunday when we played my recommendation for this week. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. But in the Blacklist, and there's a bunch of other shows that do this. They go up behind someone and they slit the throat. Like that.
Yeah, fuck that.
More than
Absolutely
like a slow
fuck
knife.
that.
Like, yeah.
See, that doesn't
It-
gore doesn't bother me at all.
Gore doesn't bother me either. It's the slow death of gore that bothers me.
Yeah.
Um,
Choking on your own blood kind of shit. Like,
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read Where the Red Fern Grows when you were little?
no.
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 But you know what I do know is
I
I'm going to
watched
tell you about the
Watership Down.
rabbits.
Hold on. There's a scene in Where the Red Fern Grows where like this kid falls on an axe, and it's the first book I ever read that like described a gruesome death, and it involves like a blood bubble coming up through his mouth, and I
Oh.
feel like I have not been the same since that paragraph in 4th grade.
Yeah.
Is that why?
I
See,
to
that
this
doesn't
day
bother me.
am still not able to read The Bridge to Terabithia, but that's my own reasons.
If you want an author that's really good at describing deaths and describing like battle and stuff like that, well, it's in, I don't want to say a cute way, but do you know Redwall at all? Brian Jacques Redwall.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Brian knows what I'm
Mm-mm.
talking about. It's a book that's written basically like in medieval era, so like swords and shit. But it's anthropomorphic, so all the characters are animals, but they're animals that do human shit, and he's a master of detail. Like just
So
an
it's
absolute
12th century
master of detail.
Animorphs.
Yeah, I guess
Animal
if you want to say
Farm, but
that.
with
But,
Cool
knives.
with it.
but when they
Animal
have,
Farm, but actually animals.
when they have battles, like when they fight each other, the amount of detail he goes into when he describes it is just ridiculous.
Ooh.
It's my favorite book series of all time for that reason. So
So how do you feel about actual body horror in comparison to like gruesome deaths? How do you feel about the other side of like Cronenberg or master Japanese body horror shit?
What is that? Tell me.
Yeah,
tell-
you're gonna have to explain that to me like I'm 5, except not
Okay.
5 and old enough to understand.
Okay, so
Like
the
The
difference is,
Thing?
do you know who Cronenberg is?
No.
Do you know The Fly?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a Cronenberg movie.
I actually, so real quick, just another quick aside. After the debate with the VPs, we were joking in the car the other day about The Fly, and I said, yeah, it's kind of like Jeff Goldblum, and I had to explain the premise of the teleporter and what happened in that film.
Yeah.
Talk
But
about
there's
Berg and Rick and Morty a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah, but
also-
that's because of the dysmorphic dysmorphic
yeah,
animals that they
basically
made.
dysmorphic
Yes,
bodies
sirree.
and stuff like that is Cronenberg's like go-to thing of like
Mhm.
how you know his movies is a lot of like dysmorphic body shit. But then you also have Japanese body horror stuff, which is its own subgenre in
Ryan, I
Japan.
don't want to hear about your search history.
Uh,
Oh,
and
wait,
includes some of the better movies. Where like Killer,
God, I hate you. God, I hate you
Um,
so much. I'm sorry,
Tattoo of
folks
the
at
Iron
home.
Man, and it basically is like most of it is like it takes the body horror if you think of like The Fly, and it goes 10 times more fucked up and weird. Basically, like everything about it is fucked up and weird. The main character there's two main characters in Itchy the Killer. One of them is a guy who's in the Yakuza, and he has cut his mouth from here all the way back to his cheeks back here, and he keeps it sealed at the end of his lips with a little like a little. It looks like a piercing there, but a couple times in the movie he takes that piercing out, and his whole mouth just falls open because he can't control it anymore. Also, at one point he cuts off his own tongue, and it stays on him, cutting his own tongue.
Hey, you know
off.
what I'm not okay with? This conversation anymore.
Yeah. Also, as far as
Hey
gruesome
Ryan,
death-
what'd I just say?
Yeah, yeah.
No, wait a minute,
It's
John.
very interesting subgenre if you're into horror to try out.
Again,
At least once.
I'm okay with gore for the sake of story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with that. I get, like I said, I don't love that scene in Saving Private Ryan, but I understand why it's there.
Yep.
I don't love the earlier scene in Saving Private Ryan. Again, not a horror film, folks. I don't love the scene earlier in the film when Wade the medic gets shot in the chest and they have to like get all the blood out of him and like stop the bleeding and all that. Like, but I get why it's there.
Yep.
I don't love half the traps in the second Saw film because they are just terrifying.
Well, that's the thing.
Also, they
about-
don't make sense, but that's besides the point.
But see, that's where I think you get into like different genres of horror rely on different story devices, and some of them are cheaper than others. And
Yep.
like but people don't watch. I would posit, depending on the genre that you're watching, people they don't want to watch horror for the fucking delightful plot. They want to watch people explode because our brains, we don't get enough. Okay, I have a theory. We've evolved so much out of danger, out of like, our brains are naturally evolved to like be used to danger because we used to get fucking killed by tigers or whatever the fuck. So we had to watch our back. And so I feel
And
like
dinosaurs.
There's still people that do.
the horror genre developed so that we could satisfy that part of our brain that craves like being on the edge of our seat. And I think that some people have more of a need for that than others, which is why like people like John maybe don't have that part of their brains evolved in a different way.
Why? I'm
Genetic-
not a huge horror fan at all.
Yeah, so like I don't like jump scares. I don't want to be fucking like have something come out at the TV and like flash at me because then I'll shit my pants a little. But I do like I like zombie movies. I love zombies.
So you should watch Reanimator.
Oh, amazing movie.
Yeah. So, but I think that like this is why some people crave like gross horror for the sake of just gross shit happening to bodies, is because our brains like subconsciously. I don't know if this is true or not. I might be talking out of my ass, but that's what I think.
No, you're an expert, remember?
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome to the podcast, Belle.
Uh-huh.
This is what we do.
Mhm.
That's one of our subtags. One of our subtags is 3-episode podcast talking out of our asses.
Uh-huh.
Let's Naruto the shit out of this.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Okay, so we've kind of covered a couple of the questions. One of my questions was, does a show or movie have to be graphic and gory to be scary? Which we've kind of covered that. The answer is no. There's plenty of scary shit. Like one of my favorites of all time was Poltergeist. I fucking love Poltergeist. Like the original Poltergeist is amazing.
Yep.
There's
I
some
love
gory
the
You can watch
stuff.
Annabelle.
Fuck
Oh.
Annabelle. I hate haunted dolls. No.
Isn't Annabelle in CT?
it's
Yes, she is.
All right,
Yes,
hang on. It
she is.
used to be in Monroe. I don't know what happened to her once Elizabeth Warren passed away.
Right.
Someone stole her.
She's
Please,
no, she's
Jess,
with her.
do not say that because she
She's-
terrifies
No, she
me.
was stolen for a little bit. They returned her.
No, she wasn't actually stolen. That was just all hoax. So
So-
there's no problem
I
on
was
that
so-
one.
So,
Oh, I
Jess,
was
just
so,
for
like-
your knowledge, Ryan, Justin, and I grew up about 15 miles from that house.
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
that shit's terrifying to us. Granted, I am now in Boston and I have a safer buffer for if I find out that Ryan and or Justin get killed by a murder clown doll thing. To which
Yeah, but
case
you're
I
also
will.
closer to Witch Central than we are, so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of like we murdered Jenna Sue. 0 imposters remain or 0 witches remain. Like I'm not worried. At the same time, Valerie's a witch, and I'm even less worried about her. She'll protect me, probably.
You might become Candy soon.
All right, cool. At least I ain't get my neck slit.
Okay, so one of the questions that I had is, what was your first experience in the horror scary genre, and how old were you? Your
Gremlins.
Your
Anyway,
first scary movie that truly
Gremlins.
scared you, and how old were you?
Gremlins. I think I was 8
You were 8
when
with
I watched
Grandma?
Gremlins. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I was 3 and I watched E.T.
E.T.
Fuck
Okay, so
that
you're
shit.
counting E.T. as a horror movie.
it is. It's fucking terrifying.
It is a fucking horror movie.
Hold
He's a
on.
terrifying little ball sack.
My brother's terrified of ET. My brother has always been terrified of ET. We used to have a little ET. I hope he's listening to this. I hope my family is. My brother is so freaked out by ET. We used to have a little ET doll. My brother hates ET. I don't know. I think it's in that uncanny valley of like kind of human. Like my brother also strangely enough is terrified of the Swedish Chef. Right? Isn't that a weird thing?
Hergadurgan.
What
Terrified
about
of
you?
you listening.
What about you, Jess? What was your first horror scary?
My first, so I've kind of two, I guess. My first like experience with horror. I don't know how old I was, but I saw the original It on TV, and
Ooh.
my brain at the time was like, this movie is rated R. I'm not supposed to watch rated R movies, so let me
And
watch
yet you
it.
did.
And yet I did. Traumatized.
Yep.
And then like my second like first, because I only watched part of that movie before it freaked me out. And then like my first like full length horror movie was the original Pet Cemetery, and I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, mine was Pet Cemetery 2. It was at one of my
Wait, the
friends'
second one or also? Because I
The
need to
second.
clarify. Okay.
No, the second one. My first.
I didn't know they made a
horror
second
scary
one.
movie was Pet
They
Cemetery
made
2.
3 at this point, and they did a
Um,
remake of it recently.
It
Yeah.
wasn't.
I heard it
No
wasn't
remake
good.
is good.
Yeah, it was either that or I don't remember which one I watched first. It was either that or it was Poltergeist. I
John,
don't remember which one came
I
first.
would posit that the first movie of the new It remake is good.
The first movie was good.
I
yeah.
will agree with that. I've heard the sequel with mixed reviews on it. So
I have an opinion about that, just like I have an opinion about everything.
we know that you are a slut for clowns.
No,
so.
no, for clowns, not for clowns. I have a
Bill
weird
Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård vis-a-vis the new Pennywise the Clown. No, I think in the first movie they did such amazing, innovative things with his character and like the way that his face moved and the way that the scares happened, and they didn't really do anything new in the second one, and it just was just like I knew what was coming.
It was another torture porn film.
You know that thing with the eyes is something he can actually do, right?
Yep, they the plot. They were like, okay, well, at his like audition, they were like, okay, so this is where in CGI we'll give you a lazy eye that drifts off, and he goes, oh, you mean like this? And then his eye goes, whoop.
Yeah, he scared the shit out of Bill Hader with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although not for nothing, it ain't hard to scare Bill Hader.
It's also true. Yeah, it's one of the, again, Watch Mojo. I watch a lot of Watch Mojo. I love that channel. But one of the Watch Mojo videos I watched was the top 20 times the villain could have gotten away with it, and one of them was Pennywise, and the reason was just kill them already. Stop fucking with them and just kill them.
Yep.
So, yeah, I thought that was funny. What about you, John?
All right. So, as I've not hidden at all this episode, I'm a huge bitch. Even to the point where, like, currently I still don't really watch scary films. I can tell you I've watched scenes from scary films as a child, and then I immediately changed the channel because I didn't want to have bad dreams all night. So, some of the ones that stand out to me from when I was in single digits as a child, there's a scene in Mimic, which is like a pseudo Bugman film where he like knocks out a homeless dude or kills a homeless dude and then like wrecks him into a sewer and he breaks his ribs in the process. Again, I hate things like that, so I hated that. So that was a scene that made me turn it off. I don't remember. I think it was like 1996 or 7. I've watched the opening to the original It before, and again, I love. Oh God, I'm blanking on classic Pennywise name now.
Tim Curry.
Thank you. Oh my God, I felt so bad that I forgot that. I again stopped watching it after that scene because 1, clowns, 2, scary film, 3, child just died.
The opening
Sounds
scene
like a
is
good
the
time.
sewer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like your boat back? No, fuck off.
No.
There's a scene in one of the Freddy Krueger films where they literally like have a fountain of blood underneath them that hoists them off the bed. Again, terrifying. Closed my eyes, walked out of the room, walked into the door. In the process, my sister laughed at me. It is what it is. I think the first scary movie I actually watched mostly all the way through was also Poltergeist.
Yeah, I think that was the
freaked
first
me
one I
out.
watched.
I
Oh,
don't know
well,
what year that was though. It was definitely in the 90s.
Yeah, because Poltergeist came out in the 80s. I want to say like 85.
Didn't we just look this up? Oh wait, no, I looked up the other one.
It's
Never
such a
mind.
I would
cursed
say
film,
our father
Poltergeist.
introduced
Yeah.
us to Poltergeist at
Yes.
the same time.
Yes.
And it was fucked up. It's a fucked up movie.
I just remember
Yes.
steak and like maggots coming out of the steak, and I think it moves
Yeah.
by
Or
itself.
or
and I
the
was like,
scene at the
1982.
mirror where he like picks his whole face
oh, it
off.
peeled. bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scene I was about to say.
The
That's the scene that
the
is
first
fucked up.
I'm gonna air quotes horror film that I watched willingly was the first Saw film, and that was like 2005. But like I watched on DVD.
Right.
And that was what kind of got me to like watch the series, I guess. But again, after a while, it was no longer a scary thriller film. It was just like I want to watch how these fuckers die.
Well, the original Saw got me. I don't consider Saw a horror movie. I consider the original Saw at least a thriller.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yes.
kind of combined the two.
Yeah, because
More of like body horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
one of my questions was, what's the difference between straight horror and straight thriller? Like, what's the difference there?
I one of them intends to be scary.
Right.
Like
one
for
of them-
example,
But
and
One of them has Michael Jackson in it.
Nice.
I actually think that Jess is going to agree with me on this one. I personally don't consider the Mothman Prophecies to be a scary film. It's a thriller.
Oh, it's a thriller. There's scary scenes that I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, I did not expect that.
Also, David Duchovny, good for you,
yeah.
Mr. X-Files himself.
Yeah.
Well, I love one of my favorite genres is thrillers. Like, if I can get to the end of a movie and be thoroughly surprised at a movie, that's one of my favorite things. That's
Yeah.
why one of my favorite Edward Norton movies of all time is Primal Fear. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. I'm not going to ruin the ending of that movie because
I have seen exactly 3 Edward Norton films in my life. Take a wild guess what 3 they are.
Hulk.
We can't name one of them.
You can name it.
Fight Club. We're not supposed to talk about it.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's a. Well, no, you don't talk about the Fight Club. You can talk about the film about Fight Club.
No.
There was a picture that I just saw. I think it was like the last day or two, and it was Edward Norton and Brad Pitt talking to each other, and it says Edward Norton still talks to himself. I thought that was good.
Anybody want to guess the third one while we're at it, just not to leave the people at home confused?
Sausage Fest.
American History X.
Yeah, it's exactly that one, Val.
Nice.
Pennywise is my zaddy. That's wonderful.
Nice. Yeah, so that's kind of what I have. Oh, one of the other ones I have is for the people that are more horror genre than I am. Does it make a movie or show better when they add the based on real events sticker to it?
No.
No.
That was one of my
No.
questions.
No.
And I've talked about this in the past because to make this a story for this current trio, The Exorcism of Emily Rose,
Yeah.
based on true events or based on whatever the
It's a
fuck
true
it is.
story.
What was it? Was I
Realistically-
forget the name. It was the real exorcism. It was based off of. I forget, but it's you can hear like actual
Yeah,
vi-
but
audio of it.
The thing about it is to have that title, you only need to have something be accurate.
Yes.
And I had a professor in college who we did use this film because it was coming out at the time, was like, what do you think is the true thing in this? And everybody gave like, oh well, they probably did an exorcism. Okay, that's possible. How about even more basic than that? And nobody could understand. And he just goes, there might have been a girl named Emily Rose. That's all that there needs to be called based on a true
Oh.
story.
Wasn't there a lawsuit though? Wasn't the lawsuit real?
Probably, I don't.
I think so. I can't remember the name of the girl, but I'm pretty sure it was a German girl.
Yeah.
And her parents exercised her and everything, but her cause of death was like malnutrition and neglect. And so the parents were sued for a wrongful death, and the doctor was sued and everything. I forget exactly what the outcome of the case was, but they were sued because like she literally died of like starvation and everything.
I bet it was one of those families that was like, we'll just pray until she gets better. And they're like, no,
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna pray the gay away.
Yeah.
like, it's one of those things where it's like you need like also you need to like eat and like
Yeah.
maybe like
I'm
Drink
gonna
water?
yeet my child out the window. So I guess I have a question for you guys is like, what was a kid's cartoon that scared you
Beetlejuice. Oh,
well, yes, but just scared the ever-loving crap out of you?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Certain
Starship
episodes.
Down.
I'm acting very naughty.
I don't think I had a cartoon. I think so.
Return the slab.
Yeah, that episode, and then the perfect episode. Oh, there's so many scenes
Wait,
from
which
that.
was the
show.
was the perfect episode the one with the psycho nephew who was acting very naughty?
No, that's
And he
the
just shaves everybody.
No, I forget his. I think his name was Fred. That was the one that shaved
Yeah,
everyone.
That was Fred.
Yeah.
Fred
Oh my
is
god,
the-
that one I
Yeah.
hated that guy so much.
Yeah.
But the perfect episode where the like a random school teacher comes to the farmhouse and teaches Courage how to be perfect, and he's having nightmares. And there's there's a dream sequence. If you look up the Google images of that, it's just like this weird face, and it turns to the show and it goes, "You're not perfect," and Courage wakes up screaming, and it's the worst. That and
I plotted
Return to
that
Slab.
out of my brain. So thank you, Jess, for the fever dream that I'm going to have tonight.
So I just looked it up, and the top 3 creepiest Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes is the King Ramses Curse, the Freaky Fred, and the Demon in the Mattress.
ooh, that's a good one. Keep it in the
I never
mattress.
watched. I don't know why. I watched like a couple episodes of Courage, but I never got into it, which is weird because it seems like something I would really like.
It's
Yeah,
4
yeah.
seasons and it's amazing.
How about you, Ryan? I didn't hear your answer yet.
As far as cartoons,
Any kid show.
any kids show?
Dude,
I mean, if you want to get into anime, I got plenty of answers for anime.
Guys,
Fucking weeb.
no, we're talking more like cow and chicken stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't.
I am
can't,
Weasel.
I can't think of anything that necessarily scared me in cartoons. I can't really think of a good answer for this besides Courage the Cowardly Dog, because that was like the whole point of it, and I didn't really understand that was the point of the whole show until later. And I
Well,
was
it was his
"Oh,
viewpoint."
It's a horror show. I get
Yeah.
it now.
No, the I love the theory that it was his viewpoint. It was just because he was
Yeah.
a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything's
absolutely
scary to a
love that.
dog.
Yeah.
I mean, Noelle's pretty brave, except when she's not being brave.
he expanded to just like children's shows because like
Yeah. Kid shows in general is fine.
I mean like Are You Afraid of the Dark was the shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The Goosebumps show,
Oh,
Mm.
like full on.
Goosebumps movie? Not so much.
No,
Thank you,
the
Jack Black.
sucked butt. Why did it suck so hard?
It didn't suck. It was an honest retelling. Jack Black made it wonderful. It was never intended to be scary to people like us.
You know what sucked too was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Those books scared
That
the out.
Oh
movie.
yes.
I'm
Oh my
Zavindo
God.
Viper.
Absolutely.
That
I'm
book. the
so
book-
mad.
I remember staying
Justin,
up.
don't put the girl up again, please. Please don't.
Oh, yeah. Get her
Oh,
up.
is it the one with the money? That lady? That one freaked me out.
It's
Clink,
the
kitty,
No,
clank.
it's like the melty chick that he posted
Oh,
the
last
big
week,
one.
and I hated him for
White
it.
lady?
the
The red room
potato.
one?
I hate you. Please don't.
Mm-mm. The one
Don't
that
do
was
it.
in the hospital
Why are you like this?
or the building, whatever. Yeah, the potato lady. It's me when I have no makeup on. It literally looks like me.
God, I hate you.
oh no, it's different.
Oh no, not that one.
Potato lady. Justin, find me on the internet.
The potato
Okay.
lady.
We don't want to find your
Oh,
nudes,
wait.
Val. That
Yeah.
one. Oh God, I hate you.
Yeah.
Why are you like this?
That's me every morning when I get out of bed and go into the shower and hate life.
Make it go. Oh God, I'm gonna fucking just click to. Oh nope, there it is. Oh, Justin, I hate you. Oh, you're such a cock. You
It's
piece of
me.
shit.
John, don't talk about me like that. I'm a beautiful lady. I'm a delicate flower.
Yeah, those
Only
those
saving
books
grace
scared
of that
me.
movie.
Ugh.
Potato
Now it's on
lady.
YouTube. YouTube, please sponsor. Anyway.
Yeah, some of these, the black and white drawings, I don't know who did these drawings. I have to look it up because
They're
the black and
incredible.
white drawings. Yeah.
But see that I think those books influenced me more than any kids show.
I'm just surprised none of you said Scooby Doo.
It's
Really?
scary.
You didn't think that the Zombie Island movie was terrifying?
No.
I mean,
No.
that was just terrifying in general.
That's fair.
Fred Durst.
Done.
it's not Fred Durst, but yeah, you're right.
Fred Durst.
Me at 10. Yeah, Fred Durst is right. Everything is fucked and everybody does suck. Me at 30. That guy might have had something going on here.
True. He's a fortune.
No, you know who has really scary, and I know it's off topic.
It's not off topic. We're talking about things that scare me.
So everything. Hello,
What
kitty.
is his name? What is
Meow.
his name? H.R. Geiger.
Yeah.
H.R. Geiger paintings are amazing. I love his, but some people think they're too scary.
All right. Here's something we haven't talked to about in media. How about horror video games?
Yes, I was actually.
Ooh, yes.
Again, I'm gonna just say it right now. Phasmophobia has been my YouTube like pipe bomb right now. It's so
Yeah.
hilarious
So, what's your
Yeah.
favorite scary? What's the scariest game that you've ever played?
that I've
Because
ever
I have
played.
4 questions when it comes to video games.
Alan Wake was pretty scary. I don't remember much of it because it's been a very long time since I played it.
I
Okay.
think mine is definitely, I'm pretty sure Amnesia Dark Descent, the
Mm.
first time I played it in the
Ooh.
fucking dark. And that shit fucks with you if you're playing it. Like, really? Nowadays, compared to all the horror games that have come out,
Ooh.
it's like
Ooh, I
barely
like that.
anything.
It's an H.R. Geiger painting. He's the guy who drew the aliens. He's the guy whose drawings, whose artwork inspired aliens.
Like the xenomorphs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I
He
think
literally
the problem
designed-
is that I'm looking at that picture. Folks at home, this is a terrifying photo, by the way. And I'm picturing the
What?
meme from Boba Fett. Well, I have to tell the people at home what it looks like. But I'm picturing the meme with Boba Fett. It's like, you guys ever look at that thing and just say, I'm gonna fuck it? I think about that. I think about that a lot. And it's like, that's pretty sexy right there. Like, I'd call it Zaddy.
Wait, you want to fuck Boba Fett?
No, the fucking monster.
Did you
He
say
wants to
Boba?
fuck a xenomorph.
Did you
So
say
here's
Boba?
one of the examples, Val. This is one of the
What?
examples. This is an H.R. Geiger painting.
That's
Listen,
really cool.
I am not one to like be like, oh hey, everything looks like dicks, but that looks like dicks. That just
Phallic.
Does.
The word is phallic.
No, no,
Nah.
I think she has it right. Dick.
This thread is dicks.
Peepees.
like it looks like a musical instrument made of dicks.
Oh, so it's an oboe,
So you would
A flute.
a piccolo. if you will.
Ugh.
A tromboner.
Very good, John.
So
Thank you.
here's one of my horror video game questions. Which horror game does it better? One where you have no way to fight back, like Amnesia, or one where you can fight back, like Dead Space?
No way you can
Dead
fight back.
Space.
No, I
If
think
you're looking to get scared, I would say No Way to Fight Back fucks with you, especially the one where you have the camera. All you have is
Outlast.
a fucking camera. Outlast.
The Outlast games are terrifying.
Yeah, they're fucking insanity.
Why would you want to
but-
play a video game that you're scared all the time?
Adrenaline rush, especially
pretty much.
for
It's
the
an
Outlast
adrenaline
games.
Rush. Especially Dead Space. The first time I played Dead Space, I also played it in the dark. And like,
Mhm.
just like I was like, oh, it's just gonna be like a sci-fi game. Fuck it, whatever. And I played it. I started going down
Wrong.
the hallway, and a giant fucking tentacle came out, fucking ripped something else apart, fucking pulled it back, and I just went, oh,
Nope.
fuck this game, fucking shit.
And shivers down your spine. Shrieking snow will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
There it is.
At some point, but the thing is,
I
with
actually,
Dead
wait, I
Space-
actually hit the wrong one because when Ryan was saying that, I meant to hit this one.
Run, bitch! Run!
exactly.
I think the there's an argument to be made for one or the other. I mean, I love the fact that like Resident Evil, when I was playing them, you know, I would conserve every bullet I could because I never knew when I was gonna need it. But then, you know, you look back now and you guys are pretty legit. Like Amnesia is terrifying because the best is like you open that one door and there's just a monster that says nope. Just close it right away.
You could throw a chair at it. That's all you can do.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
but-
I mean, technically, you could call the Left 4 Dead series horror technically too.
Absolutely, but at the same
Oh, yeah.
time, you know, do I get scared playing those games? No. I only get scared when a tank is running towards me and I'm low on ammo.
Yeah. I only get scared when I have to work with other people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and you're just
So
sitting there
me,
like,
got it.
say, I'm trying to save all of you motherfuckers. Come and help.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have never actively thought I was gonna pee myself until I played Alien Isolation.
I've heard that's a very terrifying game that like
It's-
adapts to what you do.
It does, and that's what pissed me off
I don't
about it
like
because
that.
like I'm such a little like the Radiant AI in that game is brilliant, and I hate it for it. Because like I hit a point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna hide under this desk. It can't find me under the desk. It found me under the desk. Do you know what I didn't
I
want to do?
want-
Watch
I want-
myself die via tiny mouth. You
I want a stream of you playing that game.
can go
I just
fuck
want to
yourself,
see
Justin.
a stream of that.
Yeah, can we do like a Twitch feed of John like freaking out like
Just
a little?
John being a little bitch. Here, I'll do it for you right now, Justin. Justin, for future you, when you're
Yeah.
editing this is you're gonna want to take your headphones out. Just future you.
Are you gonna-
3 weeks now. Everybody else might want to take their headphones out too, real quick.
No, I'm
Just so
sorry.
I don't. You're good. All right, folks at home, headphones out. Cool.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we're good.
Did you mute him?
Please don't make that a soundbite. I really don't want that to be a ringtone. Although it
No,
would be a
I
funny
did-
ringtone.
No, what you were hearing was goose honks. I hit the goose honk while he was doing it.
Yeah, I might
wait
have
a minute.
just-
When you edit this, just put in like kitten meows and like cash register cha-chings.
No, when I edit this, it's just gonna be.
I really like the goose honk though, especially if you edited the video and John opening his mouth so fucking wide, it's just like, honk.
Or you
a
can do the
goat
rubber
scream.
chicken.
Oh god.
Oh wait, no! I have John opens his mouth and then.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Okay, I think we are at that part of the show.
Wait,
If,
wait, wait! You forgot the scariest game,
What?
Among Us.
Yes.
Scary
What?
game. It's
I
just the
need
most
to play
suspicious
that
game,
movie,
guys.
that game. I don't think I don't know if I'd like it, but I'm gonna try.
Because
Ah,
I
because
do
if you
think-
play with friends, they're gonna have to lie to you, and that's
Yeah.
I
scary.
lie to my friends all the time. That's beside the point.
ugh.
Oh, was that the noise? Oh my!
That's the noise of someone dying.
Getting splattered.
I
Uh,
just, I just like
and
that they
then
turn
you
into a
come around the
bone.
corner and you're like, is that a dead body?
It's that splat.
Self-report.
That splat sucky noise,
Yeah.
and I don't like it.
Blood
Do 'em-
splatter, love it.
Poop splat.
Wow.
Oh, like that. I don't like
Yeah.
it. What are we?
Uh,
What time is it?
Oh, it's
9:30 of all times.
Wow.
Or it's a time to do recommendations. If only we had a sultry voice to do it for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is recommendation time.
Ooh. Ooh. Who is
God,
that
it's like
man?
it's like you've never heard that before.
It
that,
would be a
that man is
shame.
currently playing Valorant on his school's video game team. So that's why he hasn't been on an
Oh,
episode,
wow.
because they play video games on Tuesday. On their team.
Nerd.
Just like you.
Yeah. So who wants to lead us off this week? So Jess, how this works? Well, actually, no, you've watched the show. You know how this works. Do you have a recommendation loaded in the chamber, or do you need a little bit?
I got one.
Okay.
So, it's a game that I have not been able to put down, even though it's a 5-year-old game. Bloodborne. If anyone is a fan of like Dark Souls, Bloodborne is like Dark Souls, except it's in a Victorian like setting, and there's monsters everywhere, and you go insane. That's
Isn't
the
it
gist of
basically Dark
Bloodborne.
Souls 4? It's like it's the same makers. They just decided to not make the 4th game in the series.
Yeah, it's the 4th like game by I'm From Software.
And Jess,
Sure.
how many TikToks of Bloodborne have you made?
Only I think 4 or 5, because I cosplay the doll from Bloodborne, which is like the person you would go to level up, like a firekeeper. You would go to level up in Dark Souls,
Sure.
but only
I've
only
heard good
4.
things. I've watched streams of Bloodborne. It looks like a fun game, but I'm not talented at those kind of games, so I know I would get super goddamn frustrated all the
I
time.
am Jess. I am what you would call a frustration player.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
I get
God.
frustrated at something, I usually drop it. I don't like being frustrated over and over again. There's players that like that, like they like that in a game. I do not. I'm not saying I need a game to be easy, but I really don't want to be frustrated at something. It just does not equal enjoyment for me. So
That's why I don't play video games. Because once I get to a fucking boss level or whatever, that music starts and it's like, I don't want to do this. This isn't fun for me.
I
But
love
with
that.
enough practice, it becomes really easy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like
Do that.
I've it's bad. Like there's
I-
been bosses where I've been stuck like hours, like multiple
Hours.
days even
There you go.
hours, days. Like
I
it's
still have not beaten Dark Souls 1, and I'm never going to.
Trying
I
to
I
hit on a
haven't
boss.
beaten it either.
I'm okay doing a boss over and over and over and over again, as long as I'm starting like right where that boss is. Games where you die from the boss and you start at the very beginning of a level and you have to do the entire level again before you get to the boss and do the boss again, that pisses me off. Like I can't do that.
I would set my console on fire.
Val, I
Actually-
love your reactions right now.
I like video games or something. Like the person that I'm seeing is a huge into video games, and like he tries to like explain why he likes them, and like everything that he says about why he likes them, I'm just like that sounds terrible. All of us,
Why do you do this?
I don't want to do that at all.
Makes sense. John, what about you?
Hey, hang on, guys. I just need real quick. My roommate's not going to hear this, but our fedora is cool.
No.
No.
No, everybody
No.
says
No.
no.
I'll watch it
No.
later.
Everybody says no. Anybody who just heard the "I'll watch it later," that's my roommate. She's
I'll
wearing a
give you that
fedora.
one.
Fedoras aren't cool.
Hundo
Fedoras
P-
are
Oh.
fedoras were cool in like the 20s. They're no longer acceptable.
I mean,
Yes.
technically, we're back in the 20s. Think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
That's
would
about.
rather go back to
Fact.
those 20s than this 20s, okay?
You're not wrong.
You know what? I'd rather be drunk by myself in a pandemic than not be able to get booze.
Madam,
Dang.
you have two really good friends who can help with that.
Okay, John. So what was your recommendation?
Skip me for a minute. I had to think about this one.
Okay.
All right, I got stuff, Jay.
What?
I said I got stuff.
All right.
Okay.
So I got a new DLC for Total War 3 Kingdoms today. It's called The Fury of the Wild. Total War 3 Kingdoms has been doing a shit ton of DLC basically. And this one adds a new area to the map. If you don't know the Total War games as they are, it's basically a high logistics war simulation kind of thing. And the new DLC for Three Kingdoms, which is the storyline of the story of the Three Kingdoms in China's history, is the southern tribes, the still like really tribal people. So they're doing things like just huge elephant units and tiger units and stuff, and they're fighting against people with actual swords and shields. It's fun as shit. It's a really great DLC for an already great game. And I had a second thing too. I forgot what it was. But yeah, so that's my one thing. There you go.
Okay, that works, right?
Yep.
What about you, Steve?
I think I did this one already, but because it is more or less
Borderlands?
Halloween. No, not.
I was
not
going to say that
Borderlands.
too. It's actually Borderlands 3.
No, actually, it's Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Oh, that's boring.
Ah,
Nobody likes
I
that
know.
one.
No, Penny Dreadful.
ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, see if I remember what it's about. Jack the Ripper, about Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. Penny Dreadful, which is a witch. So it's back in the 17th century? No, 16th
It's
century?
Victorian.
Yeah, Victorian.
Yeah.
There's 3 seasons of it, and you follow basically a witch and a werewolf without knowing you're following a werewolf or a witch for a little bit.
Oh, that show is so good. I'm so sad that they
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Yes, that
much
was
of it. It's been a
simultaneously
while.
sad and adorable.
Oh.
Just oh.
Oh.
So yeah,
Nice.
that's my recommendation.
Cool. John, do you have yours ready?
Yeah, I guess I do. I'm going to talk at length for a moment while I really consider how I can word this correctly. But
All right, Justin, what's yours?
thanks, Steve. No, I'm actually good to go. I am going to recommend the stuff about sports right on our podcast network here, the Give Us a Shot network. I invited Germ on tonight I thought it'd be kind of a fun addition to us. But they are about to record a cross promoed episode with another sports podcast. If you're not,
they're recording it now. I'm pretty sure.
no, well, I was talking to him. He didn't know when they were going to start actually like chatting about it. But if you are a sports person, and God forbid, I know that we're the nerdiest motherfuckers in the world, and for us to say, yeah, sports, yeah, we don't know shit about sports. We're never going to do a sports trio. Probably not. We'll invite them on to do like a cross promo thing.
Yeah. We could talk about sports-ish video games, and they could talk about
No,
sports.
And even then,
No, sports that we've played, sports of the sporty kind, and then future sports.
we all know Jess
Sports
and
about
Val
the
were
sporting
cheerleaders and
I-
or softball players.
Track and field, baby.
Ooh,
I-
were you a distance
I-
runner?
I was a
No, I
competitive.
threw stuff.
I
I
I
was
feel like I shouldn't be surprised by. Sorry, Val, I keep cutting you off, but I feel like I shouldn't be surprised by that, and yet I am. You and I are gonna have a very long conversation on Facebook tonight.
no, I danced competitively for a long time, and then I played basketball for a long time.
I guess
Yeah.
my real thing tonight is just gonna be FetLife, because it'll make Ryan smile. FetLife is wonderful. It's like a Facebook for kinky
John,
people.
Are you putting up your link?
Hell no. Why would I do that to myself?
Wait, so are you telling us that we're going to be doing a kink episode?
Absolutely not.
Oh my
Never.
god! Can we please?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
but
See, Val,
realistically,
you're going to be voted out on this, John.
Please.
I feel as though my real, honest to God, actual thingamajig that I'm supposed to talk about is
Gah.
no, God no, Anthony
face?
Jeselnik. I love terrible humor and insult humor and like just the kind of humor that you shouldn't laugh at, but you do. And so
Dark
for
humor.
me, well, yeah, dark humor, you know, not quite the dead baby joke, but yeah. I'm not a person who thinks that there's nothing that should be joked about. I do think that there are limits to how things are joked about. I mean, there's maybe one or two things I actually don't want to ever hear a joke on, but Anthony Jeselnik pushes that line for me and that limit for me, almost like how a Saw film pushes the gore part for me. So
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Cool. Val. do
and
you
also
wanna go?
Anchor. Yeah, let's talk about Anchor for a minute, Justin. Do you or your friends want to have a podcast?
Seriously, I
Do you
have a-
want?
I have
Do
a
you want to know
commercial.
how to make money with
to-
your podcast?
Fuck you. Do you want to do the next ad and I'll throw it up there because mine's been running for 50 something fucking episodes. So,
I guess we could do that.
well, it's the only ad that we get paid for right now. So, you know,
I'll tell your brother to give us money.
Yeah, have
Val,
your
do you-
brother
I will
do it.
drink one of his ciders on every episode for a year if he gives us $1,000.
What, my brother's cider?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should probably recommend that, huh?
I would
Well,
love
we
it.
were talking about ad revenue, but like sponsors and shit.
Yeah, that'll be one of the things. That'll be one of the things that I recommend. That's a good idea. Okay, so Justin's been trying to say my name for the last 20 minutes.
You're welcome.
Mhm. So my recommendation is two things. One is an artist, and his name is Zdzislaw Beksinski. So he is he's no longer alive, but he is an artist who Justin, can you Google something? The last name is Beksinski, like Beksinski.
Yep, I got it.
And he is an incredible, like macabre, morbid artist who
Ooh.
does this, who did like these amazing, like dystopian, abandoned landscapes and like surrealist.
Here, let me.
It's all like super like emotional and like everything looks
I'll
like
share
it's
my Google screen.
decaying. Yeah, and his art is so incredible.
Ooh.
It just I feel like it encompasses the horror genre, and I feel like so many movies
Wow.
have like played off of his art over the years and vice versa, and like his work is just incredible.
The one
this is a
just
good
before
recommendation, Val.
reminded me of the
This is-
film I Am Mother.
Yeah, this is nice art. I like this. a lot.
Yeah.
I like this
Right
a
up my
lot.
alley.
Yeah, so all of his shit is like super incredible. He actually was murdered by someone that was like living with him at the time. I'm not sure
Looking
why.
at this art, I am not surprised by that at all.
I'm just gonna blame Archduke Ferdinand.
I actually think that like it was someone who he was letting live in his house, and they got in an altercation. The guy like stabbed him to death. So it wasn't even like, because like the guy was like he obviously wasn't relatively normal if he was doing art like this, but whatever, you
Oh
never know.
yeah.
But
this
I
uses-
just
Sorry,
What?
Val,
That one
this
looks
uses
familiar.
there's a painting technique that I just learned about that Leonardo da Vinci mastered when he did the Mona Lisa, and it's using shadows and brush strokes to outline instead of like outlines, And that's what
Yeah.
this reminds me of, because that's what this guy, because there are no like straight outlines. It's all
Right.
like shadows and shit. And it's
And the
It's
values,
gorgeous.
are super, like, I don't know. I don't know art terms, but it's just like I just love how smoky and ethereal and like haunted everything looks. It's just like
Yeah.
I just feel like this encompasses
Surreal.
if horror was,
Yeah.
like horror surrealism was. Oh,
this looks
did anyone just hear my cat fuck up my entire
Yep.
house?
All of
Yes.
us.
Oh no.
No, I
Kitty,
didn't hear anything.
no.
Hey, also, I'd like my second recommendation to be if anyone wants to come and murder my cat, I'll give you $20.
What if we just catnap your cat?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna throw him in the ocean near my house.
Hey Val, while we're at it, how do you feel about Valerie Liu Artistry?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I wanted to recommend myself.
You're welcome.
I'm a makeup artist. If you couldn't put that together, and I do. If you're watching the episode, you know that I look like an idiot, but also like kind of cool. I think.
Last week you
Or
were a
cool than
Gordita Crunch.
Last week I was a Gordy to Crunch, and this week I'm a little skull.
Spooky,
I do all
scary
kinds of makeup
skeleton.
from like theatrical to bridal and everything in between. And you can find me on Instagram at Valerie Liu Artistry, VALERIELOU, and then the word artistry all together. Yeah, come check me out. Come say hi. Let's hang out.
nice.
That's it.
We're gonna get weird, Jerry.
Let's get weird.
So before we wrap this up, my recommendation for the week is the game that just came out. It's a tabletop card game called Here to Slay. It's by Unstable Unicorns. Let me see. I prepared a thing. Where is it? And it's gone. Yay.
We'll edit this out in post.
Yeah. No,
No,
that's
you
fine.
won't.
So it's so it's these little figures. Oh, it's because I have it in full screen mode. That's why it's not letting me share it. So it's these little the card game is you play with commanders, and there's like magic spells and stuff, but this is the cute artwork.
I wanted corgi.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so like when you start playing at the beginning of the game, everyone chooses a commander. I had the commanders up too. But yeah, so everyone chooses a commander. The commanders do certain things. You split the deck, and it kind of feels like, how would you explain it, Ryan? It kind of feels like Magic the Gathering, like a fast.
It's a deck building game with elements of kind of Magic the Gathering, but in order to use abilities and such things, you have to roll dice for them to go off rather
Right.
than tap mana and such things.
Yeah.
I would say that it's a really interesting way of like doing comparisons of like the combat is interesting, like the way everything feels as far as like all the cards feel completely different. It feels like a game that once you like really get into it, it feels like it would start to be very competitive between people and very
Addictive.
very addictive. And also the rounds would be very fast. But yeah, it feels like a card building game, so that's why it feels like Magic the Gathering. But in itself, it's a self-contained unit thing. It's not a collection card game. It's a self-contained unit.
If I
It's
may,
awesome.
for a quick
Draws
moment,
some
I just shared on the screen silently. But Megan picked up Dungeons and Doggies, and there's a little corgi mini.
Nice.
Aw.
It's fucking
Nice.
adorable. I love it so much. I just thought everybody at home would love it too, and they do.
You're speaking for everyone.
I am. I know them well enough. These are my people, Justin.
Oh,
I
okay.
have corgi figures.
Yeah, you do.
No, I have
Mm-hmm.
pugs. I have battle
Mhm.
pugs.
You are fake news.
Oh God.
You know we're all Democrats on here, right? For the most part, as far as I can tell.
It was just a funny clip. I have no, trust
Fake
me.
news.
If anyone hates him, it's me. That's just a funny clip. There, no, that did not mean to. I have no.
You're
Imagine
calling our show fake,
Like
sir.
John,
I was
John,
not. I was calling you fake.
I mean, you're not wrong. I have fake titties.
Are
Yeah,
we
you
ready
know
to,
this.
end the night?
imagine if I was just like a closeted Republican and just like at some point, like with my fucking gay Babadook behind me and,
It's your beard.
and everything that I look like. Can you imagine?
Again, it's all your beard.
Oh god.
Hey, real quick, while we have her here, Jess, where can people find you if you want them to know?
So if people want to look me up on Instagram, my username on Instagram is at JessCorr, JESSCORR_. That is my Instagram. I'm most active on my Instagram. And I do have a TikTok, which is at Singanatra, at SINGNATRA_. I'm also active on that as well.
Cool.
Oh, you want
send that stuff over to me. I'm editing our website a little bit, and I was thinking of putting a our friends and colleagues page where I can tag, people.
Oh,
guests that we've
definitely.
had and stuff like that. So, yeah, throw that over directly to me or through John or whoever.
Yeah,
and-
definitely.
Yeah, so it is that time. Thank you for listening or watching us. If you want to listen to us again or catch up on any of our other episodes, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, and a handful of other podcast platforms. If you can't find us on your favorite podcast platform, please let us know so I can work on getting us there. Our tag you can use to find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and more is 3EP Podcast. Our website is 3eppodcast.com. Like I just mentioned, I've been doing some work to it, and it looks good in my opinion. Check out some of the sections. We have video. We have our social media up there. A whole bunch of stuff. We live stream our episodes almost every Tuesday around 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. So follow us here, there, whatever, however you're listening or watching. Please give us a like and most definitely comment so we know what you think about what we are doing, and let us know if you have any questions or suggestions. If they're listening to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or any of those other places that they can do so, what do they do, Steve?
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Let us know what you think. Even give us a thumb down so we know that you're actually listening to us.
No
Thanks.
thumbs down.
can we have them send nudes?
Send nudes.
Send nudes.
I mean,
You don't
The
want
news?
them, trust me.
Send me the nudes. I want the nudes.
I don't think you quite understand what you've just signed up for, Val.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
no.
I'm gonna tag Val's Instagram page on our website. So
Oh
if you
man,
wanna
she's
send
gonna get
nudes,
so
you
many
go
dick
through-
pics.
You have to go through our website first, and then
Yeah, I'm trying to get
You-
traffic going, Justin. Come on.
please,
Traffic.
please also remember to check out our network at Give Us a Shot Net Network, where you can find our sister podcast as well as our other t-shirts and merch. I have so Give Us a Shot Net Network right there. I made sure to add that to the thing on the video, and then of course our logo right there. So any other final words before we stop going live and stop recording?
Hey, how about that Mothman?
Yes,
Mwah.
I love them.
Okay,
Shot him in the
everyone-
face the first time I met him in Fallout 76.
Nice.
Mean.
Everyone
He
say
loved me.
Yeah,
John,
well,
goodbye.
So Scott is definitely not real. Got it.
Bye.
Hey,
jerks.
Bye.